Hey guys, happy Monday. Welcome home, everybody that went to Cabo. I definitely had FOMO. The last 5 days from the day that everybody first arrival. I don't even care. I told Tim I plan on booking my flight to Vegas ASAP. And by the way, just in case, I know I'm starting this Monday motivational Zoom off with booking my flight to Vegas. No, I have not officially earned it, but my plan is to earn it, and my goal is to earn it by, well, hopefully by the end of the month, but it should be by the end of the month because I have an order getting ready to go in here shortly. But I'll tell you, my goal is by the end of the month, but at the latest, I'd like to hit it by the 5th, even though I already have the auto ships by the 5th of July. And I encourage you, if you want to go to Vegas and you want to earn that as a 4K, that you set a goal for yourself, not only to go 4K, but brainstorming, which we're going to go over a little bit tonight about those auto ships for customers and promoters, especially if you have a young team. I have somebody about to hit 12K on my team that, she doesn't have a great big ginormous team, right? She doesn't have a ton of people that are active and working their business regularly, or and so forth, right? So sometimes those auto ships and those promoter auto ships for both customer and promoter can be a challenge, right? Big time. And I really love the way that they are doing the giveaways now. Instead of it just being numbers, I like the way that they're doing it, that it is PPA for one. I like dials. If you like dials, if you like having a little checklist for stuff, you relate, right? I was going to say put over here, but then the whole chat, everybody will do it. But so I like to have that, and it makes me get focused. So I know that I've hit this goal. How can I help you guys hit these goals with your promoter auto ships and your customer auto ships? Well, that kind of plays into what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight too, with helping all of your promoters and all of your customers thriving for free, right? And I do want to tell you guys, and I did try to put it in the chat, but a lot of times, did anybody, and I need to look through the auto ships that ran yesterday, did anybody, I'm assuming it probably did work, put in their auto ship Duo Elite and put credits? Because a lot of times when new products launch, you can't use credits for it, right? When you order, but a lot of times if you set it up in your auto ship, you can. So I'm going to have to look, and I'll look. I have when Kaylie starts talking here in just a little bit, I will, I'll pull it up on my list, and I'm sure if there was a Duo, it's just hard because I got to click each order. Or Twin, I see that you're on. If you have, if you had anybody that put Duo Elite in on auto ship and credits were able to be used, will you let us know if you take a look? Or Kaylie, if you had anybody. Thank you. So anyways, you can let your customers, you can let your promoters know that come the 5th, right? The next auto ship that's going to run on July 5th. You guys, listen, I'm going to tell you now, not only will following up to help your customers thrive for free help you finish up the month strong, some of those people aren't going to be ready to order. Some of those people aren't going to have money prior to the end of the month, because the end of the month is on, is it Friday or Thursday this week? I can't even do the math. Oh, it's on Friday. So a lot of people get paid on Fridays, right? So with that in mind, just know that when you're having these conversations, you might have this amazing deal that can't be beat, and somebody's got negative $5 in their bank account. All right. So just keep that in mind, that just because somebody says no, or they can't do it right now, and sometimes they don't like to tell you why, right? But let them know, hey, is it a better time? This is going to help you with your follow-up. Just ask them, is there a better time, or when do you think you're going to want to place an order, or when do you think that you might be ready? By doing this, you are not being pushy. I want everybody in here right now to get the pushiness out of your mind. Okay. You are not being pushy by trying to help somebody with the goal that they themselves told you they wanted. Right. Because everybody that we talk to, one of the very first questions you're asking is, what are you wanting to achieve? What made you interested? And if they don't tell you that right out of the gate, why they contacted you or why they're asking about this, make it a point that you are asking them. In fact, I sent Kaylie a list earlier, and I sent it to people that are just getting restarted. I sent it to a couple other people that I just kind of wanted to know, like I adopted as my personals. I want to know people's goals, right? So if you want, I'll just read what I kind of have saved, and I'm putting each one of the responses in a notebook so I can always know people's goals. But it's like this. Is there a specific amount you would like to earn weekly or monthly? This is somebody that is wanting to promote, or they've already said, yep, I'm a promoter now. I want to know what amount they are wanting to make. Okay. And then how much time are you able to fit into your day to work towards your goals? Like, you want to know that. And that can change. And I even put this in like little parentheses. This can be a short burst or consecutive, just fitting in time to do activities to help you grow. You guys, that is an important question. I think a lot of people are not asking people that join. Like when somebody joins you, you want to know what they're willing to kind of set aside. If they only have a little bit of time, you want to be very realistic that their time that they do, they make it count, right? They make it count. So it can be a little bit or it can be a lot. Obviously, the more time you put into your business and the more you do action steps, you're going to help somebody, like they're going to have better luck on actually reaching people and so forth, right? Your business is going to get bigger. What areas, this is something else, new promoters getting started. Everybody's always asking about onboarding, and we have great calls, we have great videos, but something you need to know as a mentor is what areas do you think you need the most help with? So I want to know where somebody thinks that they're going to struggle or where they are not confident, and so forth. This is going to help you help your teammate, right? What would be the best way to mentor you in order to help you be successful to achieve the goals that you want to hit? And I tell them, I ask this question because everybody learns differently. Some people are visual people. Some people need to hear it. Some people need like a checklist. I want to know how they learn. How can I help them? Some people tell me they need help with three-way chats, and that's how they learn. And because they're watching me, so now they know kind of how to answer questions better. Now they know kind of how to go direction wise, with certain wording, whether that's closing or somebody having a question about product, or like one of the girls I was talking to today told me, she likes to have all the information. I'm going to give you 2 resources right away that each and every one of us has at our fingertips. Our cloud office under resources, PDFs. Okay. Thrive Connect and actually 4 resources. Your website, like literally your website, Thrive Connect. Again, they have incredible videos. Go check them out. And there's also videos, you guys, that you can download and use in your stories. There's videos that you can download and, put up anywhere in your reels, whatever you want to do. You can put them anywhere. There's also graphics. There's also training. There's also deep dives and Thrivers TV, all of that stuff, Thrive Connect. So Cloud Office, when somebody asks me about products, somebody asks me about ingredients, I send them the PDF, period, into story. I'm not going to sit there and explain all that stuff. Like, here you go. Obviously I'm going to answer questions, and so forth. But all right, my last question, and I ask more, but this is really the gist of what I started sending people is, what is your why for doing this business? What will this help you achieve ultimately? if you accomplish your goals. So basically, what I'm wanting to know right there is, why did you join? Sometimes it's just because you want to get healthier, and that's fine. One person was they're saving to buy a house, right? Somebody might be saving to go on vacation. Great. You need to put that somewhere you're going to see it every day. That's going to make you work that business, because you are not going to be motivated every day. You might be motivated today, but tomorrow you don't want to talk to anybody. But in order to make your business grow, you guys, you've got to be consistent. All right. One of the easiest things that you can start yourself doing, and your new people, customers, promoters, whatever, you want referrals or you want to get new customers or promoters, is daily letting people know you're thriving every morning, every day. Okay. Doesn't have to be you sticking your 3 steps and slamming that on Facebook and saying, taking my 3 steps and showing your DFT and whatever. Honestly, people don't know what the heck you're doing. They're like, why is she wearing that sticker? Right. You need to let people know why you're doing it. What is it doing for you? Because they really don't give shit about you. No offense. They don't care. They want to know what it's going to do for them. They're nosy and want to see why you're wearing that or what you're taking. But you need to let people know the value of why you're doing it, right? You can do this in your stories. You don't have to put it on your feed. But if you're somebody that's struggling to get customers, or your customers struggling to get referrals, tell them to start sharing every day that, how they felt before and how they feel when they're thriving. Share results, whatever. If you do nothing else for your business except for make a post every single morning, and I'm not talking about just a generic post, but you hone in on why you're doing it, how it's making you feel, basically what somebody would want from it, right? Why are you doing this business? Well, you're taking this product, and also letting people know you're getting it for free. I get it for free. So why wouldn't I do this? Like, it's making my health better. It's making me feel better. I just literally made a selfie post. Okay. Just, I don't know, like an hour ago, while I was out doing crazy stuff for, our family. Before I took a picture earlier on in the day with really good sunlight, smiling real big. And I said, my smile says it all. Right? My smile says it all. And then I literally put in there a quote was, you don't wait to be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself in the process. Like, you don't want to wait till you hit your goal to be proud. You want to be proud along the way, because only you can say, I did this today for my business. I committed and I said I was going to do these 3 things, these 2 things, these 5 things, whatever. You guys set yourself up for success. Celebrate those small wins. Going into the end of this month, if you were sitting there saying, I really wanted to be 12K this month and I didn't get it, and that's all you're saying in your head. That's all you're saying out loud. Listen, last night I found myself doing exactly what I'm telling you. So it sounds like I'm being a real hypocrite, but nope, it's a learning lesson. I had a very busy weekend, actually very busy 3 days. I busted my rear end. Okay. All week, honestly, all month, you guys, I have been busting my butt. I've been trying new things. I have been trying to grow myself. Lo and behold, this morning I had 5 people messaging me that customers and promoters all ready to get their orders done, all ready to get their post up, all of this stuff, right? But this weekend, I was really like back and forth. I was replying to messages, but I was struggling to close that deal. And really what it was I couldn't follow up with the amount of people that I really needed to get followed up with. I was still following up. I was still having conversations. I was still helping people. I still signed people. But I wasn't at the magnitude. And I started beating myself up last night that I didn't hit the weekly goal. Okay. Like, I really wanted to hit that the 500 and get the credits and turn around and hand those back out and hit the $300 cash bonus. I really did. I wanted to do it. And I fell short. not by a lot, but I fell short. And I was beating myself up, and Tim looked at me. He said, Amanda, you need to be proud of yourself. Like, you have been working so hard. And he's right. And I was like, I am proud of myself. Like, I realized the way I was speaking and the way I was talking to myself, like, literally was setting me up to have a shitty rest of the month, because I was beating myself up about where I wasn't or what I didn't accomplish. But I was totally not even giving myself credit for the fact I've talked to hundreds of people this month, literally hundreds. Okay. Some of those people are not ready to jump back in right away, but a lot of them I created conversations. A lot of them I touched base with. A lot of them are going to be joining me next week, next month, next, maybe next year, whatever, because they're just kind of on the borderline. So I want you absolutely to get focused in on every day setting small goals for yourself, and then you add to it. And then if you want to sell it like that, you can celebrate something that you can be consistent with. And I know we say that all the time about your IPAs, but you guys, most importantly, is having your lights on for your business and letting people know you are open for business and what you're able to help them with, right? So as long as you are doing something like that, that's the bare minimum for your business, right? That's the bare minimum, is actually putting it out there every day. Anything else, like, you're just randomly, here and there, and have a call to action, have value and a call to action. And if you just did that every day, you're going to grow. Okay. You will grow. You will start to get questions. Of course, you want to mimic what you see being successful. If you see other people getting reactions from something, say, how could I make a post that's similar to this post, but make it my own? Right? I promise you that'll pay off. That'll pay off, whether that's samples, whether that is a quote. I share quotes all the time. I see people having like gigantic reactions from, because obviously I want gigantic reactions. And then if you didn't see it today, and I'm going to say this, I'm probably going to see it all over my news feed after I say it. You guys go look at the post that I put up today about the dress, or about the outfit. If you guys remember the dress thing from a few years ago, the green, the teal and gray and pink and whatever color people keep saying they see. I only see teal and gray, but that post has like 100 comments plus at this point on it. That gives me a chance to go back and comment to people. Has nothing to do with Lavelle. You don't think those people are seeing my post now today? So you best believe I put something up about people coming back as a customer or promoter, and I used a keyword. And I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna let Kaylie update us about today's call, because I still have to listen to the recording. I literally put, if you were missing your thrive, right? If you are a past customer or promoter and you are missing your thrive, let's chat. And then I put, also, and this was on that post about being proud of me, the selfie post, you guys. So for one, I put a selfie that's going to make people see my post more, and it's more personable. 2, I put a quote that's value, because it's message to people, inspiring. And 3, I put an opportunity for customers and promoters. And the customer part, I said, I'm like, if you want to see what I've been doing for the last 6.5 years, you've been watching for the last 6.5 years, and you are ready to feel amazing or take control of your health, like, let's do it. Let's chat. So I made that one post have a few key elements in it, because I knew that I have a lot of interaction going on my page today. That's a huge thing. That's a huge tip. And that gives me a chance to go back and I can comment back and forth and keep that interaction happening. All right, Kaylie, for a brief second, will you share us an update about today a little bit?
Yes.
Thank
Oh my
you.
God. I feel like I haven't done a Zoom in so long. So, thank you for asking me to do this. As far as the call, I mean, A lot of it was obviously about Cabo, a lot about the leadership meeting there. No, I was not there. Um, they had Amber talk about it, and there was two other people on. And one thing that really stuck with me that they talked about, and it's so funny that they talked about this on the call, because yesterday I actually had somebody who was a leader of mine who actually unblocked me and messaged me wanting Thrive again. Okay. And on this call, they literally talked about the elephant in the room, and about how it's so different here, and you don't really realize it until it's gone, until you know you get into that desperate mode, and rather than pushing through and leaning in, the people who maybe had left and are watching. And I think it was Cliff who said something about you know obviously we are not the ones who um reach out for wrong intentions and asking people with other companies and stuff like that. But he said, when was the last time that you checked in with those people that you watch and just be like, hey, how's it going? And it kind of just really was ironic that that was talked about today, because we truly have our hands on something that is unlike any other. And I know that we all go through these seasons where, and I'm going to be honest, that's probably why you haven't seen my face in a while. I was not in the right mindset. And, not being in Cabo and all these things, for me, it motivates the crap out of me. I have my little pity party for a little bit, but then I know that it's like, dude, I've done it before, you can do it again. And it is a mindset thing. And it literally took somebody messaging me yesterday being like, and it's so crazy because I just started this whole thing within my team to help with content and to really get back to the basics. And I know probably on every Zoom you hear this all the time, about IPAs and about making content and all this stuff, right? It's all the things that we know we have to do, but we sometimes just are not sure how to balance it. Or maybe we don't teach somebody coming in brand new who maybe doesn't have that fire right away, and then they kind of just fall off, right? I have been realizing, like, okay, I need to step up as a leader, and I have to really make sure that people know how to authentically post and how to share without being salesy. And honestly, that was kind of what they talked about. I mean, come on, any of us, I feel like, can sell anything, but we're in sales, but that's not the point of this, guys. We have something that can truly help. We know what it's done for our lives, but you have to figure out how to share it in a way that is you incorporating um you know your story, telling your story, right? So something that I'm personally doing with my team is really, I'm giving everybody a topic and some post examples every single night, the night before, for them to then do their own post, change it around, right? And then put it in back into that chat, and we're going to go through and comment on it. So like, for instance, today, if you've seen a lot of people talking about tired of being tired. I'm not sure I understand. No, Siri. Today was, talking about when your life before Thrive, tired of being tired, what it's done for you. So we all went through, and anybody who's doing this, obviously everything that we do within this team is, you don't have to do it. It's not something you have to do. But we all want to grow. We all have this fire right now, and we all want to keep this momentum going. So we're going through and we're commenting, and I'm going to be honest, already today I've noticed a shift, and we've been feeling it, but I know personally when if I don't get to a getaway, like my thing is being around people. It is being with my Thrive family. It is being there. It is face to face, all of those things. So when I don't have that, I don't know, I feel lost. So I have finally pulled myself, out of that, and I didn't want to do something where it's more Zooms or anything like that, because honestly, you all could plug into every single dang Zoom. Every single day there's something different, and that is not going to do anything for you if you are not doing the work, right? It's mostly mindset, but if you are not doing the work along with working on the mindset, then it's probably not gonna you're probably not gonna end up doing anything, right? So as far as the call, it was really about going over everything that's to come, all the exciting things. um and I know the recording's posted under the schedule if you do want to actually listen to it. And as far as you know, guys, run. I'm telling you right now, you need to get to that getaway. That is where you see it completely changes your business. Anyone that's on this Zoom that has been to a getaway, when you are surrounded by your people, one, you see the vision. Two, if you have a significant other and they get there, I promise you that's going to be a game changer. That was what got my husband on board. And it it changes everything. You feel more like part of the community, and it's so different when you meet all these people that you see on all these Zooms, right? And you finally meet them in person. So you need to right now remember what you do now might not pay off this week or next week or even maybe this month. You have to start being disciplined and really, really setting yourself up for, the week. And even if it's saying, okay, I'm going to do one post today and make sure I'm getting, in my stories, right? No matter what it is, start small if you have to, but just find that balance within yourself to be consistent. Find someone to hold you accountable. That's why we're doing this whole like chat thing where we are just taking the momentum and running. And honestly, I don't even care if I only have a few people doing it. I need that accountability, and I know other people within our team do too. So even if it's for a few people, I'm going to do it for those few people, right? And I'm telling you, find somebody to run with and just do it. Start being consistent. I mean, I try to share within the dream team too, like literally like a daily little message with like IPs of what I'm doing. If that stresses you out, start doing just two things, like I said. But once you get that consistency, then add in another. It's going to be easier. If your mouth is shut, your business is shut. So if you're not sharing, I promise you, not every single person's looking at your Facebook or your stories or your Instagram every single day. So it's going to take them probably seeing something. I know for me personally, it took that one day where I had been watching for 4 months, but it took that one moment in time, right? Of somebody, one, saying for me to trust them, and two, the way I was feeling, the situation I was in, for finally me to be like, okay, right? Everybody has life going on. Everybody has problems going on and issues and life happening. So don't take it so personal if maybe somebody won't try a sample right away, or maybe they reach out to you asking questions and they don't sign up. I promise you, if you stay consistent, they will come back. I promise. Any single person that I've ever spoken to always usually comes back. I know when when Amanda was talking, somebody said something about they just moved to a new area. I don't remember what it was, but about meeting people in person. Guys, that is my jam. I make friends everywhere I go. And honestly, one, I make sure my DFT is somewhere that's noticeable. Two, I listen to conversations, and when the conversation's right, I will bring it up, whether it be if we're talking about work and what we do, or if we're talking about, it could be anything, but I don't obviously just word vomit and throw Thrive in there. I build a relationship. We have conversations. I always get them on social media. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty sweet if you're moving to a new area and you don't know anyone, because you have a whole like new area of people to meet. And it's pretty crazy when you think about it, because you think, oh my God, I feel like I've talked to everybody. I promise there are people who have no idea what Thrive is or who have never tried it. For me, I have been doing a lot of samples. If you have not taken advantage of your free samples, definitely do that. That has, since last month, I've really dug deep into making sure that I am sharing that within my stories, like at least every other day. I am giving them the option to either click on a poll, some kind of call to action to get a sample, or to put my link in. And honestly, there are those silent watchers who just request a sample, who they don't even want to talk to me. They don't even want to ask. And I reach out. For me, if you haven't seen like my sample, I literally give you verbiage in the Dream Team on how I sample. If you have not seen that, I text every single person. I'm obsessed with the Thrive sample mail out link, because you have all their information, literally everything: name, email address, phone number, address, you have all of it. So I started texting every single person rather than, and I literally, you can copy and paste it right from my post on sampling. Swear to God, I posted exactly what I say in there. I do it to every single one. And it has just worked as far as a system, because I'm going to be honest, Amanda and I are a lot alike, and we have gotten through, I mean, I'm 6 years in just this company, 8 years, or I mean, 10 years altogether, 9, 10. And I have never been organized. And that has been my biggest problem. So once I find a system for me, that I stick to, actually stick to and do, I have always been the person who wanted to have a calendar, who have wanted to have a planner, right? Nothing worked for me. But guess what worked for me? And it only took me 6 years to figure out: my phone. I always have my phone with me. So I started utilizing my calendar, my phone, and it has been a godsend because it has my Thrive Life stuff. It has my home life stuff, and it's all on there. When I need to follow up with somebody, it's on there. My kid has a game, it's on there. If we have a Zoom, it's on there, and it's all on my calendar. So I don't have to, you know, I did a bootcamp video one time talking about like balancing your Thrive life and your home life, like your family life, right? And I feel like a lot of people get overwhelmed and then they just shut down. And I used to be like that, so I know. So now I know, guess what? Mondays at 9 o'clock, we have a Zoom. Guess what? I'm going to make sure I go to the gym a little bit earlier, right? You work your life and around, right? You have everything in one place. So you're not worried about if my son has a game, guess what? I know not to book a one-on-one call at that time. So it really helps. And once you get your systems down, I promise systems are key, because I never had them. And yeah, sure, I swung by and was successful, but guess what? I kind of lost a lot of it because I didn't have systems in place. So now we have an onboarding system. Now I have a sample system, and it's literally just figuring that out and what works best for you. And I promise it will be a game changer. Go ahead, Amanda. I could keep talking.
This is what happens when Kaylie and I are like on a Zoom. And I felt that in you commenting, or you saying that you felt that shift. I cannot even explain it. I felt it since the end of last month into this month. And even though I wasn't completely to where I am right now in that shift, I felt my mindset. And Kaylie can probably vouch for that in the last month, because while she was kind of having her moment of this, thank God I was here, right? I was like on the up and up, and I'm like, I'm here, Kaylie, I'm checking in on you. I'm doing this. Hey, yeah, let's do this. Let's do that. And so forth, because you guys, that's what you do as a team, right? You're not always going to be in a great spot. You might have something going on personally. You might have something going on within your team that you're dealing with that is just literally draining the life out of you. Because you guys, listen, just like if you work at Family Dollar, all right, I'm gonna say Family Dollar because I was just in Family Dollar this evening, getting paper towels, and the cashier, she was sitting backwards to me. When she turned around, I actually ended up knowing her. But here's the thing, the store was gorgeous. And so it made me have a conversation with her, telling her, like, listen, like, this store is like so clean and so organized. And she was telling me how they had like the best store in the area, like all in the whole county and so forth. And I told her, I said, not only is it clean, but like everybody's so nice here. Like people were asking me if I needed something, or, anyways, you guys, literally an atmosphere and the people that you're around. And she was telling me how they couldn't keep people at any of these other stores, and they're just constantly trying to hire people, and they're short staffed and da 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 da. The people that you're around on a daily basis impact your life. Okay. They impact your life, whether that is on social media, the people that you're following, the people that you're talking to, your family, your friends, your coworkers, if you work outside, of your house, the people on your darn kids' teams, their parents, like every basically interaction that you have impacts you in some way, right? And it might impact you of, wow, like I don't want to be like that, but if you eventually just or if you're constantly dealing with complaints, if you're constantly dealing with negativity or somebody beating you down and making you feel worthless and like crap, and that's just like, you think about kids and like, how are you going to teach them to be respectful if you're nothing but disrespectful? Or, I was at a family reunion yesterday, and this little boy was going around, one of the ladies she fosters a lot of kids, and she's like really old, and she's like always has like 3 or 4 kids that she has been fostering like as long as Tim has been alive. Okay. And this little boy, he was going around and he was like wiping up tables, and he was taking off these little clips, and I just thought, I told her, I said, man, he is going to bring so much to his generation, because there are not a lot of kids that are doing that. All right. I also at this family reunion ended up with my phone drenched and everything I was holding completely drenched, because some boy decided that he was going to shoot me and everybody else beside me on the giveaway, like we do raffles table, shoot us with water guns, not just a little bit, but a whole darn water gun, right? So it was like a super soaker type situation. And, those are just things that you just don't do. I mean, yes, kids play and so forth, but like there's different ways of mannerisms, and somebody that's going around and doing things that's negatively or just not in good character, that affects you. All right. So when challenges arise in our business, whether you see people that are excited and growing, okay, momentum catches on, right? Momentum catches on, unless people are jealous and envious and they are bitter, right? Because sometimes if somebody sees somebody doing really good, to me, that makes me think automatically brain is channeled this way. It's possible. If they can, I can. If this is happening, then that means that there's growth. I just got to figure out how to make it happen, right? That people can be successful. People on these getaways, some of you are programmed, and I'm saying some of you because there is somebody on here right now that believes that they will never be on a getaway. Get that out of your head. Why not you? You know, I seen Krista Turner, which was previously Krista Purdy. I'm still trying to get used to the name switching back over. I seen her go live during Cabo, and I was like eating it up, man. I was checking out everybody's posts and videos, and as much as it stung not to be there, which I had a lot of stuff happening this weekend, so it would have been a very complex situation to get to anyways. But she posted a video, you guys, and she was talking about 5 years ago, she was addicted to drugs. She was getting arrested, and she shares this story very publicly, you guys. And where her life was then, from being homeless to living on people's couches to, never thinking that she was going to be in recovery and never thinking that she was going to amount to anything. Watching her hit, her re-rank of 80K, watching her being in Cabo and that life and her sharing that, where she was 5 years ago to where she is now. Each and every single one of you guys can be anywhere you want to be, and anywhere you make the effort to try to continuously put effort into making it happen, right? And just like Kaylie just said, what you do right now might not pay off right now, because you guys, most of you could not go buy a brand new car tomorrow, right? Maybe you don't have the credit, maybe you don't have the down payment. Maybe you do have some of that, but maybe it is just not the right timing because you just bought a car, or you just spent a lot of money, and maybe you just paid for your wedding, or maybe you just whatever. Maybe you are living paycheck to paycheck and you just are not in that situation. Maybe you are living less than paycheck to paycheck, and every week or every 2 weeks when you get paid, you're in the negative. Okay. And that's a very real place to be. So that's why I'm going to tell you, when I started in this industry 10 years ago, I had just bought a house. I just had a baby. My ex-husband had been laid off. I was working 6 days a week. My car was repossessed. I was counting change and going through everything, selling stuff. I sold gold. I sold jewelry. I had foreclosure notices. I was behind on taxes. I had bills coming out of everywhere. And I shouldn't have just spent money on something I didn't know anything about, except for I saw hope. I saw a light, that there's a possibility I could change my situation without taking away more time from my kids. So when my kids went to bed at night, that's when I started working, and I started to listen to calls, and I started to hear people share stories of being where I was, and then them actually getting out of that. And that's when I started to dream and started to realize, holy crap, like I could get rid of this PRN job if I could just make this amount. And that's why I asked the people that are joining me and that have joined me those questions, because I want to know where is their first goal? Where do they need, like, where do they want to be starting off? And then what would they ultimately like to listen? Their goals are going to change, because when they accomplish them, we're going to reset a new goal. We are going to redream. And as you start to believe in yourself, you are going to start setting big, scary goals that you can't even fathom accomplishing. I said one of the girls, she wants to buy a house, right? And it's like, for people like me, And I say people like me, where some of you guys are like, Amanda, you're in the Millionaires Club. I grew up in apartments and trailers, and my parents rented my entire life. They never owned anywhere we lived. And most of the time, my dad didn't pay the bills, and we ended up evicted. I worked my ass off in life to be able to buy a home for my kids. And, when I walked away from that marriage and that house, and I call it a house because my daughter, and you guys have heard me say this, said a house, not a home, home's wherever you are, Mom. And I realized I didn't need a house all along. That wasn't the goal. It was to provide a home, a place for my kids to always know they can come. And that's me. That's not an object. That's not a place. And you're going to see people, go buy fancy stuff and all these things. And guys, I've done that, but I can tell you that stuff, you don't die with it. All right. That's not what you're going to be remembered by. And so, like, you've got to remember there's people that are watching you that they want so badly to do this. They want so badly to be free from debt. They want so badly to have more time with their kids, but they're not seeing it as real. So you've got to learn to paint that picture of how they can start their stepping stones to hit those places. I'm all about setting realistic goals, right? And realistic results. When you hear people say, I don't want to spam people, I don't want to bother them, I don't want to nag them, I don't look at that like that at all. I feel like, first off, I'm not spamming anybody. I'm just putting out there what I love to do and what I'm passionate about, what I'm excited about. I'm sharing what something is really helping me with. That's all truth, right? When somebody wants to order a product, I'm not promising them that they're going to lose a bunch of weight because I don't know what they're doing, but I'll bet you I'm going to set them up to get the best results. And every single person that starts a product, I make sure that they know the best way to take the product. I make sure they understand that their diet, right? The diet that they eat, not some diet you're going on next week or whatever next month for 5 days. Their lifestyle habits have to be changed in order to get permanent results. Somebody asked, how long are you going to thrive? I'm going to thrive forever. I don't plan on stopping thrive. I love the way I feel. Right. But that's the thing is if you want people to know what can be possible, you have to share that. You have to put that out there. And following up with people, I don't feel about following up. Right. I don't feel bad about following up. They're glad that I'm remembering them. That makes some people feel special. That's somebody's love language. Right? Somebody needs you to reach out to them. They want to know that you didn't give up on them, that they just weren't ready yet. Because guess what? A lot of people maybe have given up on them. I'm not a quitter. And I don't mean by quitting you take a step back from something or you walk away. And listen, I quit beauty school. So the funny joke is I'm a beauty school dropout, right? I tell Layla all the time, I'm a beauty school dropout. I went back and I got my esthetician license, and then I switched gears because I realized that it wasn't going to work out at the time. Even though I loved this, it wasn't where my job and my passion was going to be. And then I was going to go to school for psychology and to work in substance abuse. And then I realized, I'm really not going to even be able to pay my student loans, and I'm not going to be able to do this until I do. Anyways, I became a nurse. And I'm still a nurse. I have this degree and this degree, and I don't use any of them. Okay. But I'm here with Lavelle, and I love it, and I share it, and I have no embarrassment about being in network marketing. It is literally the land of opportunity for anybody, right? We all can meet people. It doesn't matter if you're the shyest person, you're the most, you have zero confidence, you can grow that. And you can do that. You can change that. And Kaylie said about shutting down. We have list upon list and training upon training, and we have a bazillion things that you could go do every single day. There's this thing, and I haven't heard it for a while, the 6 lists, right? And it doesn't have to be 6 things, but 5 things. You guys, if you every single day did those 5 things that you put on that list, and I'm talking 5 intentional things. Post about thriving, like why you're taking it in the morning, right? Every day you post why you're getting up and you're taking this product, and you're actually sharing value. You're actually letting people know how it's making you feel and why you're doing it, and not just a salesy thing. You're like telling them how it's incorporated into getting you off your damn couch and going out and playing with your kids. And they're seeing you do that, right? They're seeing you do this because you're taking pictures of it. And then every single day you made it a point to go and interact with people that inspired you on your friends list. And you're commenting on those posts. And every single day you added 5 people that have common interest of you, because you're looking at their page and you can see like they have kids. They're into, trying to take care of themselves and be positive, and you just like the way that they make you feel when you read their posts. Maybe they're funny, they're encouraging, they share awesome tips about something. And so now you've shared something of value, right? Your post, why you're thriving. You made a point to interact with people. You made a point to add people. You put out there that you have samples, right? You actually put out there that you have samples. You let people know that could be even your post about thriving for the day. What? It doesn't matter. Okay. But people don't know that they can get this if you don't tell them. So if you made a weekly list where maybe Monday was motivational Monday, Tuesday was transformation Tuesday, Wednesday was wellness Wednesday, and you made a post just directly related to that, that's as generic as we can get. Thankful Thursday, Flex Friday, your Flex Friday post. I seen this past week, somebody was asking, like, do you tag people? Do you go? Listen, the reason why we do this on the Dream Team page, I'm going to tell you why. The reason why we put a Flex Friday post every single week is because a lot of people don't think to do it, right? So maybe that's the only time during the entire week somebody actually gets a post up about their product, during the Flex Friday, because they feel part of a community, right? And so we tag some people. Sometimes I don't really tag people anymore, because when I share my Flex Friday post, if I have enough time, I will go over to the Dream Team page. I will put my picture on everybody's and I'll comment and I'll go back and forth. But sometimes I don't have a lot of time, and it's just not possible or feasible for me to go through everybody. So I don't do that, and I don't put my link on it or whatever, but I get the post up for everybody else still to be able to do it. I share a story every Flex Friday. I put a post up, right? And I hashtag Flex Friday. But I share a story about why I'm thriving and why this product, why I'm using this. And if you tell a story, that's going to capture people's attention, and that's going to create more interaction. If you just make a post just strictly about thrive, chances are you're going to get very little interaction, except from thrivers, right? However, your post can be about thrive, but you told a story in it that relates to other people, or something that inspires other people, kind of like my one post I told you about, right? And that's going to create interaction. I asked a question, a commonality that people would want to answer. And that's going to get other people viewing my post, right? I want to get other people besides thrivers seeing my Flex Friday post. I want to get people that aren't thriving so that I can get thrivers, right? So that's the key there. But so my whole point with that was that people will shut down if you have too many things to do. Just like when a new promoter joins, I don't add them to everything. I will maybe add them to the team page, and then I work with them, get them started, ask them when they want to join the chats, right? But even once they do that, a lot of times you guys are just letting them and waiting for that person to go do something. Ask them, do you need help with that first post? Do you need help with how to interact? Kind of like Kaylie talking about going back to the basics. If you are in the Dream Team, not the share content one, but the Dream Team chat, I don't think it's associated with the page. It's the one like I posted a long time ago. I just asked in there if people would like what Kaylie was talking about, me to put in content ideas, me to put in whatever. I will every day, right? I can't sit in the chat all day, and I'm not going to sit in the chat every day, but I will put in ideas or post ideas or whatever. I will put in different follow-up ideas or ways to follow up. I will put in different ways to interact, because if we just have an IPA list that we're looking at, it's kind of like having a calendar that you never fill out and you never put your follow-ups, like me and Kaylie, right? Like that paper calendar that ends up sparkly clean, like somebody could have just bought it. Right. So I definitely, you guys get a game plan together for that. There was a lot of things I wanted to talk about tonight, and I'm just going to say this before, because I see what time it is. You guys get your referrals, your customer referrals. Okay, make this a priority. Not only is it going to help you thrive for free, it is also going to build your PPA to qualify for those rank, like for yeah, the rank advancement, you have to have a certain amount of PPA for, depending on what rank it is, but also for the getaway, your PPA that you need to have. And then make sure that when you have your customers enrolling, every time, make sure they know to enroll in auto ship and ask them, I like to let people know, you can delete your auto ship at any time. However, there are perks to keeping your auto ship going. I personally reward my auto ship customers with credits for free shipping. They might get something else at another point in time or whatever, but I reward mine with credits. That's an investment into my customers. I also reward my customers when they bring me referrals. So that's something else, but referrals will count. So referrals will help you hit every goal pretty much. Growing your, your PPA. It'll help you with growing your team, because a lot of those people might find out that they are a damn good promoter. They've got 10 or 12 enrollments, right? So anyways, keep that customer though. If they don't want to work the business, don't flip them to a promoter just because they've got 12 enrollments. That's silly. Don't do that. That could be your auto elite. Legit. Don't do that. Okay. But Megan Rob, you're going to hit some goals this month. You guys, we have a lot of people about to hit goals this month. I've seen some people, Joy's on right now. You guys have no clue how hard that woman has worked. I know Kaylie knows. I just talked to her right before the Zoom, and even during the Zoom, I think I might have replied. I don't know. I seen your message, Joy. But you guys, she has worked so hard. All right. And her sponsor actually has worked so hard, and I think she's going to get it. She's working towards her goal this month. She's got a game plan, and she's setting these small goals to hit every day till she gets there. Obviously we try to not make it last minute. We're trying, but you know what? She could have very easily threw a lot of money in, said, hey, all these people throw all these things. I told, don't do that. Don't do that. I want her to sustain when she hits that goal, right? There's nothing wrong with double QV, you guys, but make sure if anybody hit that double QV this month and you are barely hitting those rank advancements, by golly, you better make sure that a lot of people are setting some goals next month to replace that volume. Get samples out. Get people on Thrive, okay? Sample. Get people focused on thriving for free. Get people focused on getting those VIPs. Do not just let them buy these great big packs and just sit on them, because guess what that also means? It means they're not going to need product for like 6 months. So you want them to get rid of that. You want them to make their money back. You want that investment to pay for itself. Okay. And it can. All your samples can turn into paying for themselves. Kaylie, is there any last minute thing?
Yes,
I know.
So you guys, we can create all of these things, but at the end of the day, if you're not utilizing them, for instance, content map, literally that's what I'm doing, right? Katie Munz posted a content map that I posted with the schedule that's been in there since the beginning of June. The only difference I'm doing is I hyped it up. Okay. I hyped it up. I got people excited. I put them in a chat, and I literally am taking that topic each day the night before, and I'm putting it in that chat. I'm giving them a post example. For instance, today, I put in Tuesday's post topic, right? And it is about weekly pay because it's a Tuesday, it's payday, right? And how does it affect your life? And I gave it 2 examples, and literally they're just examples. Like, for instance, one is just about like grocery shopping. It's something generic that, because the goal is I don't want people to copy and paste this, but I want them to not overthink posting. I want you to just think that, to have the confidence to post something and to share something like that in your life. Something that is simple as, for instance, I was sitting making a grocery list and was actually, I'm not even going to read this whole thing because it doesn't even matter. But for somebody who's new, okay, I want you, because I know we have somebody brand spanking new doing this and she's killing it. And I had just put in there, I want people to remember to take you out of the opportunity. So for instance, if you're someone who hasn't literally just started brand new, you haven't even gotten a paycheck yet, right? I want everyone to remember, like, just take you out of it. I know it sounds like weird because you're new and like that's probably like why you are doing it, but to take like you completely out of it. Remember that the opportunity isn't about you, but remove yourself from the equation and share what's available. Because here's the thing, you have to share it to get people interested, right? So that's all I want to say. You have to utilize the resources that we have.
Oh,
We have a customer page.
Before I forget, and I'm purposely interrupting you on this, because you're saying you have to utilize the resources, right? You guys, and you have to take yourself out of it. It doesn't matter if you've lost the weight. It doesn't matter if you've hit $1 million in sales or millionaire status. All right. Doesn't matter if you hit your VIPs. You absolutely can help somebody else learn from the things that you didn't do, right? Because you know darn well, like you could have been doing all the things or you could have not and just wished that you hit them. And a lot of people will say, I wish I would have hit VIP 400, or they'll quit. They'll quit because they didn't hit any ranks or they didn't hit any VIP bonuses, or the day after the end of the month, they didn't hit their goal and they'll quit. Okay. But here's the deal. You get nowhere when you do that. You get nowhere, right? So like you want to always remember that it doesn't matter if you've done it, you can still help somebody else do it because the opportunity is possible, right? The results are possible. And it might take a while. What you do now, I'm just going to tell you, is going to pay off. Yes, maybe next week, next month, whatever. But your fall, your winter months, what you're doing now is literally setting you up for that. Okay. And so the people that check out like entirely in the fall, they normally don't get off with a boom come January. But the people that consistently stayed working in the fall, during the new year, it's crazy town, right? It's only crazy and momentum hits, and because they've planted all these seeds and all these people. You've got to be willing to water, plant, and to be there for the harvest. Like, don't let somebody else grab your harvest because you like checked out and you were done. So anyways, if you keep going all night, Kaylie could probably keep on going all night. I'm just proud of every single person. Thank you for being on this Zoom tonight. We will get the recording up, and yeah, don't base your success on how many likes, comments, or even people that get on a Zoom. All right. Base it on what you do every day and what you're seeing happen with other people's lives that you're helping. So love you all. Have a good night. Okay. Thanks, Kaylie.